Got back from the mosque and was greeted by Christian friends with them saying, "Oh wow, they didn't shoot you," which I guess they thought was a funny joke. I realized the problem was a lot worse than I thought. I remember pulling in, and it was a gated mosque. I came through, sitting in the parking lot, and I was getting my notepad out because I had some questions I wanted to ask, and just sitting there and realizing, like, why am I so anxious? Like, I'm meeting with people. Why am I nervous about that? I began asking them these questions, and they were so excited to meet with me, and they were so kind. They made me tea and an authentic breakfast from the Middle East, and it was so great, and all of it. They were so hospitable. We ended up talking for hours, and I had to sit there and own up to the fact that, like, honestly, I was nervous walking in here, and that stinks. Like, that's lousy, and I'm sorry. Because I see that we want so many of the same things and we're so similar, and I'm sorry, and that's not okay, and I want to do better. And we ran over time, and the sound starts going off, and I'm like, what is that? And they're like, oh, it's time for prayer. And I was familiar with how Muslims pray multiple times a day, but I'd never really seen it. And they invited me, do you want to come see it? And so I sat down in the area where they do that. I got to watch the men do their prayers, and just thinking, like, here are all these people who just came in from the middle of their workday to pray, and being so inspired by that, and realizing, like, this is something as Christians that is in our heritage. Like, we do have the liturgy of the hours, which is such a beautiful thing, but it wasn't something I was aware of at that time. And realizing, like, man, while I don't agree with many tenets of this faith, like, that devotion is beautiful. I want to challenge you, whoever you are in this video, to expand your horizons, and rather than interact with caricatures, interact with real people. Engage with people you disagree with, because that's where we grow. We learn and we grow by interacting with real people across the table from them in a civil manner while disagreeing and saying, what do you believe? And so that's what I did. I hadn't come across many Muslims, and what I had seen was mainly from the news, and oftentimes Islam is not portrayed very positively in the news because of really emotional events that occur and wars that the United States is engaged in. So there's a certain level of propaganda there, and the picture I had of Islam was one that kind of intimidated me. I remember leaving there so grateful for the opportunity to see my own biases, to see just the really dark side of how I had accepted certain cultural narratives about people, that without even knowing people like that. How I had blindly believed things that were so demonstrably false about so many people.